KUAM TV8, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. New Jeep Gladiators receive 20% off now at Cars Plus. Named the best vehicle for adventure in 2024. Get your Jeep Gladiator today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime. A quarter of a century locked up, an already convicted sex offender learns his fate after admitting to kidnapping and raping a 10-year-old girl.
I just wish people can, see that, there's just more to it than just stealing people's stuff,
A theft caught on camera. A father now reaching out to the community in hopes to track down his son's stolen bike.
It was really hard. It's a once-in-a-lifetime shopping spree the 7-year-old cancer survivor will never forget. I'm Mitsuki Toriyama with his story coming up.
Hafid and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Biba Fresco Friday. Thank you so much for ending your week here with us.
Well, topping your newscast tonight, a child rapist gets 25 years in prison after admitting to his crime.
58-year-old Paul Santos Mofnis Jr. learning his fate before a Superior Court judge today.
The judge allowing him to get out on parole, but that won't happen until Mofnis is at least 78.
Level 1 sex offender Paul Mofnis Jr. admitted he forced a 10-year-old girl into his car and raped her in an abandoned parking lot in Tamuning. The nightmare unfolding now more than 5 years ago. In Superior Court Friday morning, Judge Maria Senzon asked Mofnis how he pleads to first-degree criminal sexual conduct. Guilty, he said inside the courtroom. He was sentenced to 25 years with credit for the half-decade he already spent locked up in the Department of Corrections prison. The 58-year-old was also given 3 years parole, but by then Mofnis will be 78 before he is even eligible. Mofnis did not say anything else inside the courtroom. Prosecuting attorney Christine Tenorio saying the victim is aware of the plea deal. As reported, Mofnis had already been on the Guam Sex Offender Registry after having been convicted of raping 4 teenage girls in 1999. KUAM spoke with defense attorney Stephen Hattori during Mofnis' hearing in March of last year when the court initially rejected the plea agreement.
From the beginning, he's taken responsibility. The media's made it clear, he's not a first offender. He was very successful on parole. He was getting a lot of supervision. Parole was really just too short. He probably needed programs to help keep him on the straight and narrow.
The court also telling Mofnis he must continue to register as a sex offender and ordered he stay away from the girl he kidnapped and raped.
A 29-year-old man is convicted of repeatedly raping a 13-year-old girl. The Superior Court jury found Rayjon Kichicho Lizama guilty of multiple counts of first and second-degree criminal sexual conduct. The abuse occurred between May and August of last year. At the time of his arrest, Lizama admitted to police that he raped the child 3 times and molested her several other times. Still, he wanted to fight the charges in local court. Lizama faces life in prison and will have to register as a sex offender. In response, the Attorney General says the only justice for pedophiles is to permanently lock them up.
Now to your eye on crime, riding away with memories and a shared passion.
A Dededo father is speaking out after his son's mountain bike was stolen from their home in broad daylight.
A theft in the village of Dededo is leaving a family cycling through unease.
Just more to it than just stealing people's stuff, I don't know. It's just upsetting.
Around 10:30 a.m. Wednesday, security cameras at one home along the Liguan area capture the moment a man in a black shirt and baseball cap rolls into action, casually making his way through the house gates. For seconds, the thief disappears out of view, only to quickly reemerge pedaling off with a bike. That bike belongs to homeowner Travis Mesa's son.
For us, what's really special is that, me and him ride mountain bikes together, and that right there is like kind of a memory, very sentimental value to us. So, of course, I was so upset.
That concern mounting as Mesa was alerted to the crime while at work. He says he watched as the tape revealed a silver Nissan Xterra scouting the area before the incident. Mesa then putting the heads up on a community chat.
I shared the video and the stuff on group chats, and one of my good friends told me that he saw a silver Xterra with a mountain bike on top of it on a rack passing by his house around between that time frame between 10:39 to probably almost 11 o'clock.
Now Mesa is hoping the suspect is caught hot on his trail.
These people they're not scared to do it again, Who knows, they might, other people might be other victims.
Meantime, the community is asked to look out for an orange Scott mountain bike with a Freedom Rider sticker. Anyone with information is asked to call Guam police or make a report to Guam Crime Stoppers.
Well, KUAM has exclusive new details on the role Saipan played in the federal court hearings of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange.
Regional correspondent Tomas Manglonia is sitting down with the CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios, who shares Saipan's role behind the scenes.
Tonight, new details of the role Saipan played as international attention shifted to the NMI for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's day in federal court.
It's quite an experience. Obviously, this is not going to happen again for a long time.
Governor Arnold Palacios said he first met with the Australian ambassador to Palau, Rochelle Turner, on Friday, June 21st. She requested ground support for visiting diplomats. Over the weekend, Australian ambassador to the U.S., Kevin Rudd, arrived and the governor and Lieutenant Governor David Apatang hosted him for dinner on Monday. By Tuesday morning, news of Assange's case on Saipan broke, and that's when Rudd officially informed Palacios of the high-profile visit.
Make sure that to the extent that we could give him all the ground support. Some drivers from even my own PSD was involved, and Ports Police and some of DPS's our own folks that are used to doing this were the ones that escorted the whole diplomatic party.
Palacios never met Assange. He said he did not want to cause any delay in the process. Palacios offered his take on the case and how it impacted Saipan.
Mr. Assange been basically incarcerated for 14 years, and and I think he paid his dues through those years. I believe it was a windfall for the Commonwealth, not just for exposure, but in a small role of being the location of putting a closer injustice to this case.
Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Well, in lighter news, a 7-year-old boy recovering from brain cancer went on the shopping spree of his dreams today.
He had $3,600 to spend at Townhouse, Ross, and McDonald's thanks to Make-A-Wish Guam and CNMI. Mitsuki Hirayama has the story.
7-year-old Aiden Joshua Borja pulling up in style in a limousine for a once-in-a-lifetime shopping spree granted by Make-A-Wish Foundation on Friday. It's all smiles as he strolls through the aisles of Ross with his 9 siblings, picking out clothes, toys, and anything his heart desires.
He's so excited. He thinks he can walk normally already, but he's still kind of off balance. He's trying to run, but he knows he can't because he fell a couple of times already.
This simple act of walking is a sign of recovery from his 2-year fight with brain cancer.
It all started when he lost his balance. We were wondering why he was walking kind of weird, like off balance. And we asked him if he ever fell or anybody hit him. He said no. So after that, he started throwing up.
It's an emotional moment for Aiden's mom, Lavinia Evaristo.
It was hard. I asked God to why my son, but I guess they chose the strongest one out of 10.
His battle hasn't been easy for him or his parents. It's why she's grateful for Make-A-Wish granting his wish. Aiden has $3,600 to spend on himself and his family. He's already bought himself a bunk bed at Townhouse and shows off his new bling from Ross. And to end a day he will never forget, he was treated to lunch at his favorite restaurant at McDonald's. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden go head-to-head in a debate, both poking at one another's record in the White House.
And 80 years since Guam was liberated, a special event is held for the greatest generation this war survivor Remembrance Day.
Fresco Fridays on KUAM News, presented by Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, located in Hagåtña, just across from the Gatti Shopping Center.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. That's don't belong when there ain't no soul. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. My mood when I make a move. This is my mood when
The innovation you've been waiting for is here. Built on the 16X Cheez-It platform, it's the first flavor matrix stable enough to make a Cheez-It tostada possible and cheesy enough to power the Crunch Wrap. Because if you want to change the world, you have to bring something big to the table. Think big.
No surprise, the gloves were off in the first presidential debate of the 2024 campaign season, hosted by CNN. President Biden and former President Trump both trying to prove to Americans they deserve another term in office.
The candidates are neck and neck in the polls and hoping tonight they swayed some undecided voters. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington.
States Joe Biden.
An historic rematch 4 years in the making. President Biden and former President Trump taking the stage for the first presidential debate of 2024, hosted by CNN, squaring off on a top issue for voters, the economy.
He didn't do much at all. By the time he left, things were in chaos, literally chaos.
He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country. It is absolutely killing us.
The two oldest candidates to ever run for president, sparring over decades-old issues, including reproductive rights.
What I did is I put 3 great Supreme Court justices on the court, and they happened to vote in favor of killing Roe v. Wade and moving it back to the states.
If I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade.
On concerns about immigration,
he opened the borders. Nobody's ever seen anything like, and we have to get a lot of these people out, or we have to get them out fast.
When he was president, he was separating babies from their mothers, putting them in cages, making sure the families were separated.
Each taking their stance on domestic issues and setting out clear differences on foreign policy.
Every time that Zelensky comes to this country, he walks away with $60 billion. He's the greatest salesman ever.
He has no idea what the hell he's talking about. And by the way, I got 50 other nations around the world to support Ukraine.
The president directly accusing Trump of inciting the January 6th attack.
This guy is responsible for doing what was done. He did do a damn thing, and these people should be in jail.
What you have done, how you've destroyed the lives of so many people.
Two presidential candidates with two very different visions for the future. The current and former president trying to throw knockout punches during tonight's debate, hoping to take home the prize of winning over voters and a second term in the White House. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
The chairman of the Republican Party of Guam issued a response stating in part the winner in this particular exchange was clear, Donald Trump, they say.
KUAM reached out to the Democratic Party of Guam for a response. Well, Guam is home to many treasures, and among them lies our greatest generation.
The many still with us, sharing their experiences, memories, and stories 80 years after the island's liberation at the legislature today. Senators presenting a resolution in recognition of war survivors, remembrance of every survivor of Guam's wartime atrocities. KUAM getting to speak with these brave men and women, among them Ignacia and Otto Seguenza of Jigo, who were 6 and 2 years old, respectively, at the time.
We moved up to, what you call that in, was that Naval Mag in Fenner, you know, with my brother. Then after that, we had to move up to Tuminungun. It's so difficult, you know. And my dad passed away during the Japanese time, so it's only my mom that is the one that raising us up.
By their daughter to witness their recognition. We here at KUAM honor and remember our greatest generation today and always.
Veterans, their families, and survivors were able to speak with benefit counselors at the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa today for a 2-day PACT Act workshop. Honolulu VA Regional Office Director Stacy Bonnet tells U.S. representatives from Hawaii and Guam were on site to answer questions about their benefit eligibility.
We're here today helping veterans file claims for disability benefits, those that are related to the PACT Act and as well as those that might be unrelated to the PACT Act. We also have here with us loan guarantee, so if veterans have questions about their VA home loan, they can come down and see us about that as well too. We also have representatives from the Vet Center as well as VHA, so if veterans have questions about eligibility for medical treatment, or they can come down and get those questions answered as well.
And if you missed out today, you can watch the workshop tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Hilton. To RSVP, just visit this story on KUAM.com.
A medical conference is taking place, sharing knowledge and techniques for those physicians in the art of saving lives.
And their visit also has practical effects, also having medical outreach events at 2 villages. Here's Jason Salas with some of the visiting doctors.
A couple of the themes that we'll be covering at 2 different sites will be at Agania Heights near the mayor's office, and also at the village at Dededo near the mayor's office again too. But even though it's 2 different sites, each site will be covering topics such as whole wellness, person whole care, how can we actually prevent a lot of the illnesses that we commonly see. Other things such as infectious disease, antibiotic use. At another site, we're actually going to be talking about lung health. We're going to be talking about the gastric and stomach health too. So all these various different topics will be addressed at 2 different sites.
Lung health is very important, especially these days, because I'm sure as you guys realize, walking around the island, it's very, very hot and humid. Then it'll rain for 7 minutes, then go back to being real hot. A lot of people are developing allergies that never happened before, including my mom. So like very, very worthwhile.
Absolutely, and that is what we're starting to see that's becoming more and more apparent. And we don't know, is it the environment? I think that's part of it, but is it also the things that we're eating, the things that we're doing, the things that we're breathing in that is contributing to a lot of the symptoms that we're seeing?
Mm-hmm. And so on the topic of reversing diabetes, that's something certainly that I know a lot of people here would need to hear in the local community, because so many people find themselves in that situation. But I mean, behaviorally, medically, and dietarily and everything like that, it can be reversed if you.
It can be. And, we're not promising that everybody will get it reversed, but more people can be reversed than previously thought. In the past, people thought, well, this is an irreversible disease, and some people get better. Now it's flipped on that, right? It's most people can get better, and some won't.
This weekend at the Jungle, one of the older gyms that young Friars use to hone their games for generation will host the annual FD Alumni Basketball Tournament.
The event brings together graduates in spirited competition on the hard court for bragging rights, for honor, for tradition, and for a unique brotherhood that lasts a lifetime.
Hey guys, my name is Kobe Onodera. I graduated from FD in 2019, and we're here today to go check out the Alumni Tournament before it starts up this weekend. Let's go check it out. Every year, every graduating class, so this year will be 2024 and the class of 2014, so it'll be the graduating class and their 10-year brother class. So 2014 and 2024 will be hosting this year, and I can't wait to see what they're going to put on for you.
The goal, right, is always to build on this legacy, is always to do better, to raise the bar. I think we're doing a lot of new things this year. This is going to be the first year that we split the championship night into 2 nights. The event has just gotten that big, right, that we're now doubling on the championship night. So maroon on the first night, gold on the first night, then maroon, the younger guys on the second night.
Honestly, it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to all of us. We have a strong brotherhood, especially with our 10 years. They really helped us out, and so it's our time to help them out. You know, throughout our whole entire FD life, they always came by and always sort of showed support to us, so it's our time to show support.
So everyone is welcome. We're trying to do new things, so every Friday we have local bands, so live local Fridays. Every Saturday, it's a whole day thing, right? So we start at like early in the morning through the evening. We're gonna have jumpers out for the kids. I think this Saturday we have Dikiki Donuts, serving donuts for the kids. So yeah, trying to make it more of a community event. A lot of our Friars, you know, have families. My boys now, like, we're at the age where we have our own kids. So, you know, it's cool trying to make it a family-friendly event.
You guys want to smoke anybody in the tournament?
Oh yeah, 2014, I want to smoke 2014. That's the one I want to get. Yeah, 2014 is going down, you know.
Class of 2023 dodged a bullet.
Yeah, 23 got lucky. Yeah, even 2020, you know. 2020, there's a lot of people there, you know.
2024 is bringing it, right?
Yes.
Bringing it hard.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Like, this is the closest to feeling like I'm back in high school with my classmates. Like, we're running, it's like we're all officers or something again, and we're running an event together.
Friar for life, for sure.
Now for a look at your world at home.
Welcome to Kmart, your 24-hour superstore since 1995. Always there for you, day or night. At Kmart, we're committed to offering you an extensive selection of products at prices you won't find anywhere else. From the essential to the exceptional, our aisles are alive with possibility. Bloom with confidence, style, and savings this spring. Discover stylish clothing that fits your budget without compromising on quality. From trendy pieces to timeless classics, find the perfect look for every member of your family without spending a fortune. Then pamper yourself with our selection of essentials, from nourishing shampoos to rejuvenating beauty products and soaps. And let imagination soar with our selection of toys and games for kids of all ages. At Kmart, experience the thrill of discovery as you explore our aisles, filled with a variety of quality products that cater to your every need. From groceries to home goods to outdoor essentials, we are the ultimate one-stop shop. Dive into an unparalleled shopping experience where quality, variety, and savings await at every turn. Shop smart, save big at Kmart, your 24-hour superstore.
You think KFC's new Cheetah isn't pizza because it's made with crispy fried chicken? You think the marinara, mozzarella, and pepperoni aren't enough? Well, you're right. It's not pizza. It's Cheetah. Only at KFC.
describe the Father Readiness Alumni Tournament in one word: entertaining.
First tournament actually began in Memorial Day, 1985.
So by tradition, it's our responsibility, the 10-year graduating class, to host the alumni tournament.
So for us, 10 years ago, we were supporting 04. This year, since we're hosting the tournament, now we have 24 supporting us.
But now it's our turn with our brother class, our 2024. Now we're having them under our wing. We kind of had that experience when we graduated, so now it's kind of our time to show this new upcoming graduating class what it means to be a Father Readiness alumni, what it means to be in the brotherhood.
You know, the environment we create is very lively. Our crowd is very energetic.
I mean, this is not about varsity basketball, okay? But, you know, of course, we have plenty of that. It's about other people who still enjoy the game that may not play at that level, and even people who don't play, they just love to come and participate, you know, and I think that's the spirit.
There's obviously a lot of banter between teams, banter between fans, but in a very respectful, controlled environment. And I think that's the uniqueness of our tournament compared to any other tournament on this island. And, you know, you blend that into kind of that family culture, and you know, our product is, I'm sorry, man, we are the best basketball league on the island. Number of teams, number of spectators, but total spectator experience, you can't beat us. Yeah, so describe the Father Readiness Alumni Tournament in one word.
Exciting.
Thrilling.
The tournament itself, I would just say a tournament is about family.
No matter who you are, no matter what it is you do, no matter what walk of life you come from, whether you're an alumni or not, whether you're a male or a female, you will come and you will be entertained.
Keep the smile on your face, the moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me, you can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Foodie Call, brought to you by So Good. Try us and make your Friday so good.
Hop day, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Foodie Call. And today we're at Slingstone's newest location here in Agana, and of course we've got to check them out. So come follow me to get a drink. Hi, can I just get one of your Earl Grey white teas, please?
No problem, I'll be right back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi guys, welcome back to Slingstone. So today we're gonna also make our Earl Grey white mocha frap. So we're gonna be using today our So Good soy. We're gonna get a blender, then we're gonna put our white mocha. Then we're gonna pour it into our blender. And there you guys have it, your Earl Grey white mocha frap.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
All right, guys, so now we're all settled here at Slingstone. Like I said, their brand new location in Agana, just right by Agana Shopping Center. Today, I got the Earl Grey white tea, and we're gonna go ahead and give it a try. First sip. So good. And what's even funnier is that they use So Good soy milk for this. So completely dairy-free Earl Grey white tea. All right, guys, thank you for joining me in today's edition of Foodie Call here at Slingstone's newest location in Agana. Make sure you come by and check out their soft opening and July 4th for their grand opening. We'll see you guys here, and make sure to try this drink. Once again, thank you to our homies at Slingstone for always taking care of us and making our yummy drinks. And of course, to So Good Soy Milk for sponsoring this segment. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Foodie Call, brought to you by So Good. Try us and make your Friday so good.
I have 3 amazing words for you, everybody. Micronesia Music Festival. Also, it happens down south, so you know it's gonna be good. This happens on July 27th. Make sure to check it out because we got Patrick Palomo and the Trade Winds playing. Very good friend of ours. Trey Cunningham, another wonderful friend. Straight Up Jed, Microchild, Jonah Hanum, all of them talented, all of them good. All of them want to fill the South with the wonderful, wonderful sounds of their God-given talent. That's going to happen. Man, can't wait to check that out. All right. Paseo Takeover is going to happen. Make sure to check it out if you are into cars because it's a safe, controlled space where if you are into automobiles or trucks or, you know, things that go brum, 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 you can go there, check it out. If you're a youngster and you're just getting into the culture, it's an amazing way to get started. Make sure to check it out. That's tomorrow night. That is downtown. And also happening tomorrow, the Lalai for Pride Festival. This is happening up in the CNMI. Make sure to check it out there. We are still celebrating Pride Month. We celebrate it all year round. The Ocean Fair Fun Day. It's going to happen. Micro Beach in Saipan. That's what's happening. Have yourself a wonderful island weekend. Be safe.
Now to your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts submitted on KUAM.com.
And the winner of a yummy ice cream cake.
Hey everybody, let's roll right into your island weekend by getting straight to your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club winner this week, and it is Santino Cruz, who is the new owner of a delicious ice cream cake. And Santino, we are going to reach out to you to let you know how you can pick up your delicious prize. Have a wonderful extended birthday from all of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Have a safe weekend and stay beautiful.
Hafa and welcome to another episode of CNMI Weekly. I'm your host, Tomas Manglona, reporting on Saipan. First up, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange bringing international attention to the Northern Marianas as he walked out of the district court a free man. Here's our coverage of the historic event unfolding here in the Western Pacific. Julian Assange is free. The WikiLeaks founder reached a plea deal with the U.S. Justice Department, and the federal judge on Saipan sentenced him to time served in the United Kingdom. His attorney spoke outside the courthouse.
We firmly believe that Mr. Assange never should have been charged under the Espionage Act and engaged in exercise that journalists engage in every day, and we're thankful that they do. It is appropriate, though, for this fight to end, and it was appropriate for the judge, and as she did today, to determine that no additional incarceration of Mr. Assange would be fair, would be appropriate, and it is time for him to be reunited with his family.
Assange did not make any comments after the hearing. He was indicted during former President Donald Trump's administration over WikiLeaks' mass release of secret U.S. documents, which were leaked by Chelsea Manning, a former U.S. military intelligence analyst who was also prosecuted under the Espionage Act. After his sentencing on Wednesday, he made his way back to Australia, his country of citizenship. Saipan was selected because Assange did not want to travel to the continental U.S. and its close proximity to Australia. In a packed courtroom of journalists and NMI residents, Assange said, "I believe the First Amendment and the Espionage Act are in contradiction with each other, but I accept that it would be difficult to win such a case given all these circumstances." At the end of the proceeding, Chief Judge Ramona Manglona told Assange he would be able to walk out of the courtroom a free man. KUAM asked his attorney what the future of Assange's WikiLeaks will be.
The work will continue, and Mr. Assange, I have no doubt, will be a continuing force for freedom of speech and transparency in government. He is a powerful voice, and a voice that cannot be silent.
The DOJ said pursuant to the plea agreement, Assange is prohibited from returning to the United States without permission. Overnight, the world's focus shifted from Saipan to Australia, hours after WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange walked out of the U.S. District Court for the Northern Marianas, a free man.
We are absolutely thrilled that Julian is now home in Australia.
Assange raising his fist in the air before embracing his family after incarceration in the United Kingdom. While his 14-year chapter closes, his story and fight continue.
This is the criminalisation of journalism. And while the plea deal does not set a judicial precedent, it's not a court decision, the prosecution itself sets a precedent that can be used against the rest of the media.
The events unfolding on Saipan brought international media attention, hitting the island like lightning. Now in the calm after the storm, we spoke with residents who watched history unfold in the courtroom. James Kingman is a special prosecutor with the Northern Marianas Attorney General's office, running anti-corruption efforts. He wasn't involved in this case. He still questions why it happened here.
Most obvious answer is that it made it very hard for there to be press coverage. The idea that it's simply because it was close to Australia doesn't really match with the availability of other district courts that are easier to access.
Also in the courtroom was second-year Cleveland State University law student Brianna Hunter. The 25-year-old is home for the summer.
I would have never imagined that coming home to Saipan this summer to visit and observe legal proceedings here on island would have led me to sitting in Chief Judge Mangonia's courtroom at the District Court for the NMI to watch Julian Assange walk free.
She watched the case with her friend, 24-year-old Zeno de Leon Guerrero, a Mount Carmel school teacher and aspiring lawyer.
Just wanting to be a witness to such a historical and pivotal moment was just one thing. And then two, just understanding the significance of that event in terms of like how we view our governments, a free press, and the freedom of speech.
And when we return, our exclusive one-on-one interview with CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios, who shares the events leading up to Assange's arrival in the NMI.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Is KFC's new chizza pizza?
Fried chicken? That's not pizza.
That's right. It's not pizza. It's chizza. Only at KFC.
Welcome back to another episode of CNMI Weekly. We continue our coverage of the Assange hearing on Saipan as we speak with Governor Arnold Palacios, who shares the events leading up to Assange's arrival and how the Northern Marianas assisted. The big news around the world this week is WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. We understand the ambassador to the U.S. From Australia made a stop earlier, but just bring us through the timeline of when you found out who came and when.
So, last Friday, the Australian ambassador to Palau, Ambassador Turner, came on island and we met, and she was asking for a favor on behalf of the Australian government for ground support. She was saying that she indicated that the Australian ambassador to the U.S., Kevin Rudd, Ambassador Rudd, who will be coming on island Saturday night. And, of course, that perked you up, right? As an Australian ambassador to the U.S. is coming on island, what's going on? And, I had to not get too overly expressively excited about that. And I asked her, says, well, she indicated that something is going on and that Ambassador Rudd was going to be briefing me. And so I said, okay, we will do that, and we'll wait for Ambassador Rudd to get on island for whatever briefing that. So he was supposed to come in on Saturday night, but ended up coming in Sunday morning. So, courtesy on behalf of the Commonwealth government, the people of the government, Commonwealth, and also as an American entity, this is an ambassador, a diplomat from Australia to the U.S. So, I went up, had the courtesy go up, respectfully met him at the airport, and had him brought down to his hotel. He wanted to be low-key, and we respected that. So he enjoyed Saipan quietly on Sunday, and we had some of the staff make sure that he gets to where he wanted to get, and then we had I hosted him for dinner. The Lieutenant Governor and I hosted him for dinner on Monday night, and then we agreed that we were going to meet Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock here. And so we did that, and in hindsight, I figured out that why 10 o'clock, because that was when he told me what was happening. But 9 o'clock, the news broke. The news broke through the U.S. Department of Justice, and that was the cue that we could, and that he could reveal what was going on. So, then he told me what was going to happen and what they needed as support, ground support, very low-key ground support. Not a lot of flash bulbs and a lot of sirens going on just to pick them up at the airport. And there were probably eight passengers on that charter flight. And so then he told me who it was. Just kind of. But prior to that, even CBP, because they found out that I also wanted to go and meet the diplomatic party that was coming in on the flight with Ambassador Rudd. CBP kind of told me who it was, and Ambassador Rudd also understands, Gov, if you don't really feel comfortable going up there, because we're just going to go up there asking if we can just pick them up and have them cleared at the tarmac and then go down to your hotel for a couple of hours and then head to the courts and go through that whole process. And as soon as that's done, they were going to head back up to the airport and fly out. And so we agreed to that, made sure that to the extent that we could give them all the ground support. Some drivers from even my own PSD was involved, and Ports Police and some of DPS's own, our own folks that are used to doing this, were the ones that escorted the whole diplomatic party.
So on Wednesday morning when he arrived, you met Mr. Assange on the tarmac?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't.
Were you at the airport at all?
No. So I was just, just so that there's no other delay in them getting processed and all that, I just decided, okay, let's just get this thing done and make them go through the process without any side stories or whatnot. So I got all the information and the clippings from you and the other media outlet also, obviously, but you guys covered it well, so I was pretty much informed through the press.
So at no point did you meet Mr. Assange?
No.
All right.
No.
Thank you. I did want to ask for your reaction. Obviously, this is the type of attention that this comes with doesn't happen every day for us. So as governor, what did you think of this moment in history unfolding right here at home?
Yeah, of course, we need to make sure also, the key element that I wanted to be assured of is this. Okay, so this is not just he's going to go to the court, and then this was something that was prearranged already through our Federal Department of Justice, and that everything was agreed on, and that's fine with me. But my reaction is that the windfall, it could have been very negative, but it didn't. It gave us a lot of exposure, and in thinking about it, reflecting on it, Mr. Assange been basically incarcerated for 14 years, and and I think he paid his dues through those years, but who am I to say that, right? The Department of Justice obviously felt the same way, and that's why they crafted a mutually agreeable plea agreement that both the Australian government himself and the Department of Justice could agree to. And so everything worked out. I'm glad that things went as smoothly as it has. And I thought not just the community, but I think even the press, the world press, were very respectful and courteous to this gentleman and the whole process that went on down at the courthouse. So I believe it was a windfall for the Commonwealth, not just for exposure, but in a small role of being the location of putting a closer injustice to this case that was again agreeable to the U.S. government, the Australian government, and Mr. Assange himself. So it's quite an experience. Obviously, this is not going to happen again for a long time. I'm not sure, but yeah, this was a very big moment for the Commonwealth in terms of exposure, but also playing a role, albeit very brief, but very significant role in our district courts.
Don't go away. We'll have more CNMI Weekly right after this.
Guam Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
And now to some of the local headlines making news here on Saipan. Photos in black and white, images in full color, and flyers from the 1980s all in one room, capturing the more than 4 decades of Hyatt history on Saipan.
Hyatt Regency Saipan is the first international hotel in the Sinamay, and that in itself speaks tons of accomplishment. It has started or revolutionized the hospitality industry here in the Sinamay.
Bea O'Malley is the marketing and communications manager. She said the hotel welcomes the community for one last walk down memory lane in a mini museum open to the public every day from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at their lobby before they permanently close their doors on June 30.
We would like to invite everyone, our guests, community members, to come and see how Hyatt Regency Saipan evolved throughout the years. It highlights all our journey, Hyatt Regency Saipan's era, and guests can also take a peek of the people, the men and women who have worked here since the beginning and until today.
Their closure is a sign of the times in a sinking island economy, with nowhere near the number of visitor arrivals needed to simply break even. The hotel is already putting up a fence around the entire building. Staff have already made plans to transition to other hotels or different jobs. It's unclear what the future of the public property will be since it signed a 40-year lease renewal in 2021. The hotel has already shuttered most of its restaurants and services in its final weeks.
Hyatt Regency Saipan is also known to connect with guests through memorable goodbyes. So that is the Hyatt touch. And that is the kind of memory and good experience that we want to be remembered by.
Innovative Readiness Training Operation Wellness has been on Rota, Tinian, and Saipan since June 10.
So currently we're total patients seen has been about 2,800, so a little over there. Probably by the end of today we should reach around 3,000 total patients seen. As far as procedures, we're a little over 18,000. So at the end of today, we should reach around 20,000, just based on the current projections. As far as the fair market value of service, we are currently sitting at 951,000, which by the end of the day, we'll definitely be over the million mark, the $1 million mark.
This year's mission is longer than last year's due to demand. The Army, Reserve, Air National Guard, Air Force, and Navy are involved. They've brought in 300 service members across 2 rotations for medical services at no cost to the community on a first-come, first-served basis.
These guys surpass all expectations, my expectations at least, that they were able to adapt and overcome and carry on with the mission. And I think that's one of the most important testament, for this military training, is how they're able to adapt to circumstances that are just thrown at you at a minute's notice.
Those circumstances also include logistics for Rota and Tinian.
We've worked with numerous organizations in order for us to either boat things there. We've flown things there to make sure Tinian and Rota are both set up. So now we just moved into our second phase of the operation where there's a second group that's there.
The mission is expected to provide a boost to the economy and strengthen local ties before it wraps up on June 28.
Everybody's been very hospitable, friendly. So it's been great.
and the experience has been awesome.
Part of the training is as well as building relationships with the community, and the community has been so welcoming and so hospitable to us. It's been a great experience for all of us here. I've heard nothing but good things from all the service members that have been here on the island.
Welcome back to the program. Now, we also spoke with CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios, who gave an update about the 902 talks with the White House. Here's more. On 902, I know there's been a few letters here and there, but what is the update as of today?
Okay, so as of today, the White House, and just because you were very persistent to come up and see me, I guess you're going to be the first one with the story. Okay, so the latest communication we got from the White House is they're now identifying the key representatives. That's in the process, and we will they're trying their best to expedite that appointment. They got to figure out from their end who's going to be the president's representative. So we need to be patient a little bit, but the assurance is that it will happen.
So the White House has formally communicated that the 902 talks, they've accepted the request.
They've accepted my letter, and they're going through the process of identifying the key individuals that is going to represent the federal side. Now, there's also other key areas. One is funding it, and we've basically made those proposals already across to our federal agencies, and that's also being vetted at the final stage. So things will occur. I mean, I wish I had a concrete answer today, Tomas, but I know that the needle has gone up, and it's just a matter of time. Now, knowing all that, it behooves me and our team in the Commonwealth to start putting together our thoughts. And I have a binder here, that reading material that I do take home and go through, and I've asked the Senate for their representative to be on the team also, and member of the House. And I've also asked somebody that's been in government and has had experience to kind of hit the team, the technical part of this team, Mike Sablon, and is putting together a small cadre of experts, subject area experts, to help in that regards. And so hopefully, and I was thinking with all this that has occurred in the last 3 weeks in my schedule, I've had probably an hour, 2 hours of discussion with Mike Sablon, and where we're going to go forward with this, because by next week we should start having our own working session to start really looking at the the other parts that we have to put on the table, because the last thing I want to see is we're not very clear as to what it is that we want to discuss, and we want to be very clear and not wordy in what we would like to see discussed. And so I know that usually the first round in the first round of meetings, the first day immediately would be how the discussions is going to go. So basically the ground rules, and then begin the talks. And I know that the last one, it was like maybe 3 sessions. One was in DC, one was in Hawaii, and one was here. But even in between those, our technical people were meeting to iron out some of these issues.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of CNMI Weekly. We'll see you right here, same time, same place next week.